everybody, it's Dustin again. I've told you quite a bit about skiing this year. I know it's exciting. I've told you about Rockford skis, and I've told you about my skiing experience in the backcountry. Today I have something a little bit different for you. Today I'm going to tell you about how to wax skis. Not what you're probably thinking, not waxing a car, making this thing nice and pretty. No, we're more worried about this side of the ski, the sliding surface. Now, waxing is very important for skis. It's what makes you slide, of course, faster. It also protects the base from friction and wear. If you look up on numerous websites, Wintersteiger, Swix, one called Evo, they will tell you lots of different things about waxing. But one thing you're going to be looking for when you know that you need to wax your skis is the bases will look kind of gray, dull, hazy colored. Now this ski, it's going to be hard to tell because of the color and because it was waxed this morning and before we went and skied today. But generally, if you wax on Friday night and ski for the weekend, you're going to be doing just fine. But it'll kind of vary on snow conditions. So I'm going to show you a couple different things here just to get started. I'm going to show you the basic tools you're going to need, and then we'll get going. So first off, you're going to need an iron. Now don't just go grab Mom's iron, because she's probably going to get very upset with you when she goes to iron her nice dress and she gets wax all over it, okay? You can use a household iron. I don't recommend it. An iron specific for ski waxing is much better because this is going to hold your temperature range more evenly. A household iron's temperature goes like this, versus a nice ski wax iron is nice and even, okay? No holes as well. Next thing you need is wax. Well, don't go grab Mom's candle either. You're going to need some actual ski wax. Now I've been using these so they're kind of oddly shaped. Waxes come in different shapes, colors, and that's for a reason. Generally a basic rule is kind of a clear color has got a nice universal wide spectrum of temperature ranges, and that's snow temperature. And then the darker the color, the colder, and the lighter the color, the warmer. Now that's just a general rule that kind of varies on manufacturer, who you talk to. But ski wax is ski wax, and it's important. Okay? The next thing you're going to need are some nice heavy rubber bands. Now what these are going to do for us, if I'm waxing, those brakes are going to get in the way. I'm going to put a rubber band on there to hold them up. Okay? Simple so far. If you want to get a little bit more technical in your waxing, you can get a brass brush, and I'll show you what that does for you. You're going to need a scraper, and last but not least, a nice Scotch-Brite pad. Okay? So, when I'm doing the waxing here, it's going to require my very nice camera person to move back and forth. So hopefully it doesn't bother anybody, but it'll get you a nice close-up view of what's going on, which is going to be really important for, hopefully you get to do this on your own. Okay? So I'm going to put some rubber bands on here. We're just going to pull the brakes up, throw a rubber band across there. That gets our rubber bands out of the way. Oh, by the way, I just harvested some nice egg crates for you do it at home, do-it-yourselfers, okay? We're going to flip the ski over. We're going to take our nice brass brush, and we're going to rub the base. Now what this does is this opens up the base, opens up the pores in it, and cleans all the junk out. You can see there's a ton of junk that came out already. If I wipe this, there's a bunch more in my hand. Now most of this is dirty wax, but on a ski that's been seeing some use, it'll be more dirt than just dirty wax, okay? So we're going to wipe that crud off. You don't have to use your hand, you can use a towel. Okay? Now the most general rule, or important rule, for setting your iron is you want the iron to be hot, but you don't want it to be smoking. Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Okay? Now the other thing is, remember that anything you get wax on, it ain't coming out of there. Take and hold the iron upside down. Cord on the back of your hand is very helpful. Wax goes to the iron. You can start from tip to tail, tail to tip, doesn't matter. We're just going to run a nice quick little bead down this guy, just like that. Okay? then this iron goes on the ski. Now when you're using the iron on the ski, you don't want to press down, you don't want to let it sit, you just want to keep a nice even movement. Okay? And when I'm waxing this, hopefully you can see this, the wax kind of turns clear. It'll be easier to see here. Nice clear color. That means the wax is getting hot enough to actually soak into the base. And you want to coat everything, every square inch. Now you don't have to go all the way to the tip. If you don't want to, you just want to go past contact point, which is where the ski would be touching the snow. Now I'm kind of going at a quick pace here just because we're limited on our time today. But when you're not limited on time, you can do a nice job at this, making sure you get everything. And for those of you that are snowboarders and not skiers, all these rules apply in glide wax, skiing, snowboarding, cross-country skiing, skate skiing. It's all the same. For you cross-country skiers though, if you have scales on the bottom of your ski, don't wax those or you will be having a very bad day. Okay? So now, next thing we want to do is let this ski cool down. Lets the wax soak in there. The base is now hydrated. Any of those dirt particles that were in there that we didn't get with the brass brush have now floated to the top. Okay? I'm going to take our scraper and scrape the dirt off and get rid of the excess wax. Now usually we would let this cool a little bit longer, but again, we're limited on time, so we're going to scrape it a little bit soon. This is a cutting motion for other purposes. What we want to do is hold the scraper this way to just scrape the wax. Then it doesn't damage our base. Now, the other thing is, this can get very messy, as you can see. So if you're doing this inside, be aware of that. You just want to get the excess off. Just like that. Now the last step to this is our Scotch-Brite pad. All this is going to do is buff it out really nice. You can get this at a hardware store, it's not hard to come by. But if you don't have a Scotch-Brite pad, feel free to pick up that newspaper that you just finished reading. The ink in the paper has some stuff that will give you a little bit of extra glide as well. Okay? Now we have a nicely finished and waxed ski. Nice and smooth. So there you go, there's your quick how to wax a pair of skis. Hopefully that gives you some more knowledge for the day. If you have any more questions, you're more than welcome to contact me anytime. Thanks again.